The character of Krampus, a horned demonic figure, has inspired emergence of St. Nicholas, today's Santa Claus. So is Christmas built on punishing followed by rewarded the good? Let me explain. In the pre-Christian era, Alpine regions were not all about cozy fires and warm drinks. Instead, they had wild winter solstice festivals where villagers believed evil spirits roamed freely. To scare these spirits away, people donned terrifying masks and costumes resembling horned creatures like Krampus. What is bizarre? Tried to scare evil with more sinister characters, a trick of a devil, you may say. These ancient traditions laid the groundwork for Krampus, who later became the dark sidekick to St. Nicholas, reminding everyone that not all holiday spirits come bearing gifts. In the 16th century, Germany saw the rise of devilish figures in festive processions. These masked devils, resembling Krampus, were part of elaborate church events and fastnacht celebrations. Picture this: church prop rooms loaning out devil masks for a bit of medieval mischief during festivals. These masks, with their grotesque faces and horns, were not just for scaring the living daylights out of people, but also served as a theatrical spectacle in religious parades. It's as if the church inadvertently encouraged a little devilish fun. In the 19th century, Krampus went from local spooky legend to full-blown cultural phenomenon in Alpine villages. Late Romantic scholars suddenly became fascinated with these wild winter traditions, basically turning demonic folklore into a hipster cultural study. The Catholic Church, which had previously tried to ban these devilish celebrations, found themselves powerless against the growing popularity. Some men were even forming Krampus clubs. The tradition spread like wildfire through remote Alpine regions, with each village adding its own quirky twist. Some areas had Krampuses banging fuel canisters, others had elaborate mask-making competitions. Essentially, the 19th century turned Krampus from a scary bedtime threat into a full-blown winter entertainment spectacle. The 20th century was a wild ride for Krampus, with authorities trying desperately to squash this devilish tradition and failing spectacularly. In 1932, Austria's government tried to completely ban Krampus, thinking they could simply legislate away a centuries-old folklore. Spoiler alert, they couldn't. In 1950, the government distributed pamphlets dramatically declaring, "Krampus is an evil man." Authorities worried Krampus might damage children's mental health. Despite official resistance, people kept the tradition alive underground. By the century's end, Krampus wasn't just surviving, he was thriving. The tradition not only resurged but became more popular than ever. In the 21st century, Krampus went from a regional oddity to a global sensation thanks to media and cultural events. Films like the 2015 horror comedy Krampus introduced this horned menace to a wider audience, making people realize that Christmas could be a bit more thrilling. Who knew that a half-goat, half-demon figure could steal the spotlight from jolly old Santa? Cities worldwide now host Krampus parades. It's like Halloween meets Christmas. As a result, Krampus has become an icon of rebellion against the sugary sweetness of modern Christmas celebrations, proving that sometimes fear can be just as festive as joy, and I really wonder how Christians out there really feel about it. Now, what Krampus has to do with Christmas? Krampus is a fascinating figure in Christmas folklore, serving as the dark counterpart to St. Nicholas. He appears during the festive season, particularly on Krampusnacht, December 5th, when he visits homes alongside St. Nicholas. While St. Nicholas rewards well-behaved with gifts, Krampus punishes them, often using birch branches, or even threatening to take them away in his sack. So was St. Nicholas used as an anti-Krampus? Street Nicholas was complementary figure to Krampus in Alpine Christmas traditions. Is Street Nicholas a Santa Claus? Yes, St. Nicholas is essentially the original Santa Claus, but with a bit more depth and a lot less commercialization. St. Nicholas was a real 4th century bishop known for his generosity and secret gift-giving, especially to children. He's the kind of guy who would sneak around at night leaving presents, not just for the fun of it, but because he genuinely cared. Over time, as stories of St. Nicholas spread and mixed with other traditions, he morphed into the jolly Santa Claus we know today. Santa is all about the cheerful holiday spirit. The name Santa Claus comes from the Dutch nickname Sinterklaas, which is a shortened version of Sint Nicolaas, meaning Saint Nicholas, but it doesn't end there. Krampus has transformed modern holiday decorations by introducing a darker, more macabre aesthetic to traditional Christmas themes. The emergence of horror-themed Christmas ornaments featuring demonic figures like Krampus has added a delightful twist to holiday decor. Forget the usual cheerful Santas and snowmen. Now we have ornaments that resemble half-goat, half-demon creatures with twisted horns. This trend reflects a growing fascination with the darker side of holiday traditions. Krampus, once a folkloric punisher of children, has become a cult favorite, inspiring everything from creepy ornaments to spooky greeting cards. It seems that many are embracing the idea that the holiday season can include a little fright alongside. The festive lights. Krampus-inspired greeting cards, known as Krampuskarten, are a cheeky twist on traditional holiday greetings. Instead of the usual cheerful scenes of snowmen and Santa, these cards feature Krampus in all his horned, hairy glory, often depicted whisking children away to who knows where. Quite like a demon threatening to take your kids. These cards have been around since the 1800s, and they challenge the typical cheerful imagery by showcasing Krampus's sinister side. Pop culture has fully embraced Krampus, turning him into a star of alternative holiday decor that's anything but ordinary. Forget the classic ornaments and cheerful scenes. Now you can deck your halls with creepy Krampus figurines and spooky artwork. This trend has gained momentum thanks to horror movies, social media, and festive events that celebrate Krampus. The creature has evolved from a regional folklore character to an international symbol of the holiday's darker, more complex narrative, offering a provocative alternative to saccharine Christmas aesthetics. But there is another geographically linked such tradition. North of Germany, there is an island of Borkum. They carry a Klossum tradition. Klossum is also celebrated on the night of December 5th, distinct from the Krampus traditions found in Central Europe. This event involves men dressed in fearsome costumes, including helmets with horns, who roam the island in a ritual that dates back to the time of whalers. The tradition includes elements of role reversal and symbolic reclaiming of the island from women, reflecting historical narratives of returning sailors. Unlike Krampus, Klossum is not widely known outside Borkum and is not intended for tourists, but it sounds a bit scary. Has faced criticism due to its tradition of men chasing and lightly striking women with cow horns. This practice, rooted in historical customs, has been controversial, with some viewing it as a playful tradition and others as an outdated form of gender-based aggression. Recent discussions have led to efforts to reform the festival, emphasizing non-violence and community spirit while maintaining cultural heritage. The police have implemented strict measures to prevent violence during the event. What do you think about the connection of Krampus and Christmas that many are unaware till this day? Yet the tradition is very popular and is becoming more common during this time of the year also outside the region. Thank you everyone for watching. If you're new here and you like our content, consider to subscribe. See you on the next episode.